Hey, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming in and joining us for yet another episode of the Speak Easy podcast, where we go behind the scenes talking about what it is to be a successfully paid speaker or author. I am your host, Altavi Spelzer, the voice coach, founder of the World Voice League. And guys, you have read the title right. We're going to be talking about your love affair with love through this particular episode. And listen, love is a tricky thing sometimes, but it definitely affects your journey in life and finances, entrepreneurship. Listen, raising children, there are so many different ways that love is intertwined throughout our journey. So I'm excited about this topic today. So I want to say hello to our guest. Hello, Tracy.
Hello, everyone. Bring that phone away so you guys can hear me. Hello.
I'm super excited to have you on today. So let everyone know a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into today's topic.
Okay, everyone. I'm Tracy. I'm from Ohio. A mother of three. I'm in my 50s. I'm 51. Proud to be blessed to be here. I set out for a passion. I put pursuit to it to birth my first book of my chronological journey of my love affairs. I'm a graduate of Kent State here in Ohio. Just finding my purpose. I'm aligning myself, getting with the universe to give my version of love affairs. When we think of love affairs on our journey, we think of it with just the male and female or partner companions. But we all on this journey, and I wanted to give it about my different journeys and my different experiences with different love affairs. So this is just the old girl back here in Ohio who wanted to give her version. And like I tell everybody got a story. And when you're elected to share it, give it. So this is just Tracy Knox in Ohio, mother of three beautiful boys, set out on her journey to find her purpose through love.
Now, that's such a powerful way to start the episode, because when we think about starting our journey through love, as an entrepreneur, I'll say most, not all, but most entrepreneurs come into entrepreneurship because they found something that they love and that they wanted to do. But now when we think about love affairs, me personally, I think about all of the things in between that we try to do that isn't necessarily going to make us happy. It isn't necessarily going to bring us that joy, but it's a momentary thing. And sometimes we kind of pick that momentary joy over that longevity.
Right. So with that entrepreneurial spirit and entrepreneurship comes in different forms. So when you find that out, the first thing you think of entrepreneurship is, what can I do? Not only we want to be in our truth now, what can make me money so I don't have to show up at that 9 to 5. So you've got to step into your journey of your truth on what you really want to do in entrepreneurship. It comes in different forms. It comes through different avenues. So the question when you start on this entrepreneur thing, do you want to make an impact? Someone asked me this: an impact, or you set to be famous? And it was powerful that I was asked that on the journey because I wanted to make an impact. So when you have your entrepreneurial spirit of your form, selling cookies, writing a book, being an author, whatever it is that you feel, bow ties, just whatever your desire that you have, creating clothes, whatever. But you got to ask yourself on the journey, because it's going to come through some trials and tribulations. Ask yourself, with anything that you're out to do you want to impact on people, or do you want to become famous? I chose impact because you wanted to hit somebody, even if it's yourself. You want this entrepreneurial thing to hit those pockets, that spirit, but the impact is going to bless someone, and then the rest shall follow. You want to, if your stage end up being grand, if your stage meaning your format of people, you might end up on YouTube. You may end up, we don't know. But if you want to make that impact, I'm starting to see where the rest shall follow in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Everything else is going to fall in place, but you got to put in the work.
So true. So I love that, because when I think about, for me, what that means, impact, when I started to look at the impact that I wanted to make, everything changed. And one of the biggest things that changed for me was learning the power of saying no and using it.
Mm-hmm. And take that power of no, because with any business, like I said, I named a few. Your purpose is all in your entrepreneur. Your purpose is all in what you're set out to give the universe and people. With that no, I'm telling everybody, take those no's. I'm in that stagnation period too. We'll get to that in a minute. Where you're on your hype of whatever you're doing and you get stagnated. It feels rejected. It feels no. It feels no movement in your purpose, in your gift, in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Take that no, you put it in your arms like an IV, and you give it to yourself as spinach to keep going. You're going to have all the human emotions with anything that you manifest, birth, or create. So take those no's in anything that you do, and don't let the whispers of the negative, no, 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 get to your inner man, inner person, and you take those no's, what I call the woosah. This is your breather. You woosah. You let it lay for a minute. You don't let it go. Whatever your business, your purpose, your book, your play, your monologues, whatever that may be, you take those no's, you lay it to the side for a minute to breathe, and you use it as your spinach to keep going. No's sound bad, but no's are actually something that you could turn around for your good. And you keep pushing.
I love that. Keep pushing, definitely. And using that note and putting it in your IV. Now, guys, if y'all didn't hear that, I need you to rewind it and listen to it again.
We gotta start taking. Let me tell you all something. It's all set up. It's all ordained in a certain part of this universe. For people who don't know their gift or set out in their purpose. For some of us, it is set up for us to give in and throw in the towel. My business partner told me at the beginning of this journey of this book, it's going to be some things that fall off. It's going to be some people and places, things that's going to show themselves. It's going to be some no's, some doors, some stagnation. I'm telling you guys, like she just said, put it in your arm. You know, when you go to the doctor, they give you dehydrated. They give you fluid to nourish back up, to pump back up. Take those no's and anything. I don't care if it's restaurant business. I'll name them as we go. Author, anything. Step away. Keep the IV in. We're going to flip that no and make it to keep going on. And you got to keep at it. I'm telling you all, I'm in that phase now where it's kind of stagnated. But not to step on anybody's toes, but I'm going to use this word. It's all part of the faith walk. Because we want it to be microwave. We want these things to be overnight seconds. It takes a moment. Everybody's seen the show Unsung. No one wants to be on Unsung. That means it sounds like their purpose is dead and done. I want you guys to keep at it. I'm having those moments and I'm going to keep at it. I'm just in a woosah stage right now.
And you know, when we talk about that time period of stagnation, I think what it is people think, well, once I get started, once I get the momentum going, then it should keep going. It should be automatic. But that stagnation could be something that trips us up. That stagnation can be just our own mindset. It can be finances. It can be relationships. And so let's dig into that stagnation. You know, when it comes, what does it feel like?
Okay. So my book is My Love Affairs with Love, Finding the Peace Through the Pain. I had another name years ago on a book that I wanted. So sidebar, wasn't something I just said, let me make a couple of dollars from coins. I had a story. It's timing with the stagnation period. It's all aligned for timing when you birth these businesses, ideas, purpose, passions, okay? So the book was birthed a year ago. It was aligned for me to do it. And the finances, if anyone's helping you, everybody has to eat. I don't care if you have a friend that's helping you, you all have to eat. You all have to pay for overhead. Something monetarily has to be taken care of, right? So at the height of the book, everything got done. Let's speed on. 217, I want to say 218, the book was birthed. I was proud of myself because if you hear my story, from a lot of people, I was probably set up for failure. So I pat myself on the back. So when you guys get a chance, pat yourself on the back on even having an idea of birthing something. So do that later. Just high five yourself. So the book, we had it all together, my business partner and I, Tracy Banks Houston. And she's a business coach, but she's also a friend from high school and college, but I'll proceed. We got it. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had to sign contracts with her, you guys. I had to take care of my own home and overhead there, but let me tell you something. It happened. The Most High, the universe made it happen. Some blessed things came for me to facilitate her, myself, in our homes, okay? Got to eat in the interim of birthing your purpose, your passions, your businesses. Let's keep going. It was going. We announced the book signing. It was success. You know, at the hype of everything, Jackson 5, TD Jakes, the restaurant business, you name it, you have these hype moments. The sales, the book signing, you feeling special. And you selling and you got the orders going and you're hearing the cash app chinging, you're seeing the dollars. Here's where it gets tricky with the stagnation. It stops for a minute. Even your best artists had periods where they didn't release an album 4 or 5 years. That's where I want to tell you guys, that's where I'm at right now. Just a little bit of stagnation. That doesn't mean things are not being aligned for you, that things behind the scene is not being orchestrated. Everything in this is to get you to breathe and to trust, okay? But you got to keep pushing in the stagnation. What happens is what we call the enemy, other people, places, things, whispers, doubt. She just did a book. He just opened up a restaurant. It's to get you to second guess your purpose, your ride, your journey, your business. It's all to see what you're built up, what you made up. That's why you got that IV connected right there as your spinach to keep going. So in the stagnation, breathe. Put in your head that it's only temporary, that this is in this phase, that it's not jumping how you want. Why was it at the beginning everything was glitzy? It was jumping. I was getting those sales. I was getting that audience and those people. That's okay. It's working out. But you have to play that part. Like I said, you have to do the work. So for you not to get overwhelmed with the stagnation, focus a little bit on something else. Focus on something else. Come back. And I'm telling everybody, come back to your passion. Consult with your universe. Consult with your Most High. Make sure that's what you're supposed to. Some of the stuff that we self-will has nothing to do with our purpose. I'll say it again. Some of the things that we think we should be doing have nothing to do with our purpose. You have to get quiet and you have to get those answers. Not from a man, not from a human. You got to get quiet. And trust me, you will know you hear, because you might not hear it how you want, like I'm talking to you guys, but things will start aligning. You'll go into the grocery store, you'll go to church, you'll go to the store, and I'll stop here, and then you'll start meeting people. You'll start going to places that'll get you back on track, align, and get you out that stagnation. I'll say this, don't give up. That stagnation is a strengthener. That stagnation is going to get you to see who you trust in, which is hopefully yourself and your passion. So that stagnation, turn it around. Everything I'm telling you that's negative, I'm going to always end it with a positive, because I'm in that phase, you all. I'm in that phase as we speak.
It's almost as if I hear you saying, during that moment of stagnation, don't get tripped up by the side trick.
Don't do it. It's all part of the plan. Go ahead.
Don't do it. Don't get tricked up by the side trick, because that can happen very easily. The finances are coming in, and so we say, okay, well, what can I do to make me some quick cash? What can I do to, or we end up getting scammed, because people look at the passion we have, they look at the situation we're in, and they use that.
Mm-hmm. That's when also your discernments are going to amp up. What's the discernments, Miss Tracy? That's when you're going to start getting with yourself, and when people want to scam you and take you and feed off your idea and your purpose. I watch my discernment bloom, blossom, meaning I was able to see things because, you know, you got to remember some, you all, people can smell your thirst. They can feel your thirst and they play off of that. So you got to watch certain things when you go sharing your passions, your purpose and ideas in the interim of the stagnations and the other things. You got to amp up and remove some of that, get that third eye clear so you can start discerning and not moving so quick and say, should I work with this person? Should I put the store here? Should I let her know? You're going to amp up a lot of things. When the process of these entrepreneurial things, you're going to find out what you really, really, really built up. You think you're out to bless and prosper in one way, and it's going to end up blessing you and prospering your inner self. Trust me when I tell you. I wrote My Love Affairs with Love, Finding a Peace, and I got all these questions because you start out on anything and you say, I hope they just reach one person. It did, but it reached me. It grew me up. It healed me more. It showed me what I was equipped. So take all that stuff, that gumbo of everything. You know how gumbo soup got everything in it. Shrimp. So the gumbo-ness of this entrepreneur thing, you're going to get a lot of it. You don't have a gumbo soup of different phases in entrepreneur. But the whole thing, I'm going to go back to it again. Keep going. Keep pushing. It's going to wake up some things. It's going to make you second guess. That's those whispers I tell my girlfriends and people. Those are the whispers. You got two sides. You got the doubt side and you got to keep going, the negative and positive. The universe does not it has to operate with both. One can't do without the other, unfortunately, y'all. You have to have negative and positive. You see when you go to the outlets and to your batteries, positive and negative, you got to see which one you want to fall in between, where you want to end up. I'm going for the positive. I'm not giving too much energy to the negative. So I'm going to give you that. All of this is ordained. It's for the purpose of your gifts and your entrepreneurial spirit that you have. It's all part of it. And it's supposed to trip us up to stop and to throw in the towel.
So now I ask everyone that comes onto the platform, what has been a blunder for you in this journey? Now, I know we've kind of touched on a few things to look out for when it comes to, walking in your purpose and your passion. But for you specifically, what has been one thing that you look back on and say, you know what, that wasn't the best choice at all?
One of the biggest ones is a couple, so I'll give you just a couple so we won't be long with it. Moving so quick and sharing. What does that have to do with when you get on fire, you start to share. And if I go back in, I'm glad I caught it in the middle before everything was birthed, the book was birthed. The sharing, because that's when those other things that we talked about, the doubt, because that's when you're getting everybody's opinions and the blunders. I don't want to give you guys too many. That was a blunder for me, you all. That giving it all, being on fire around the wrong people, because we tend to feed off other people's opinions, their facial expressions. Try to narrow when you do these entrepreneurial things. Look a little deep before you leap into it, because you'll set yourself up. One thing that I was blessed that I had one person to deal with, but you got in, you anything that you do, anything that you birth, anything you get into, you have to research. And that's a blunder when you don't research well, when you don't take your time. So long story short, take your time before you dive into it. Do your research. That's a messed up feeling when you find out somebody got you and you could have did it another way, or you could have learned how to do it when you shared too much and they took the idea and run. So when you start manifesting these things, kind of try to keep some stuff to yourself. Do your research. It's okay to get second opinions in these what we call the blunders. It's okay to step away. It's okay to go get a third opinion, but you got to narrow it down so you don't second guess yourself. And that was a blunder for me, because your second guess should you even be doing it. Your second guess, because you're trying to put worth into something that's supposed to make an impact, and that work and that sometimes don't equate. That impact is very beautiful. We put work and dollar signs. So long story short, you guys do the research. Don't move so quick. Get their monies together. Because some of us have homes and children, like I said, and get those things together first. Strategize. You're gonna bump into a lot of things if you don't strategize properly. It's not gonna be perfect, but strategize the plan. We be so hyped because we got those things embedded in our stomachs to birth. But I want to tell you, the blunders for me was just so pumped to be able to do it, and you get to sharing, and then that doubt sets in. So that was a couple of roadblocks for me.
I definitely can agree with you there, because having those moments of not doing that research first and just jumping kind of feet first, not checking out the lay of the land, and especially in those first couple of years, because you kind of have this desire, you just want everything to work, you want everything to be amazing.
You want it to be juicy, how you feel fiery inside, you want it to project, but we gotta, now that so here's the thing. We birthed it. It's here. Okay. Now we go with the old school saying, now that we know better, we're going to do better. So it's just your research, your sharing, don't ever kick yourself for being on fire for anything that you do. But see, you guys want major blunders, what we call what she was saying, the blunders. Some of them are just the minute blunders are just as bad as the major blunders. And those things can manifest huge. You want it because it's fire. It's blessed to give your purpose. It's blessed to birth and give it to the world. But then you got to get ready for those high insights of woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'll say this and I'll start right there. Don't dwell too much on those blunders and those woulda, coulda, shouldas. Dwell, go let it go. Now that you know the next round, the next push, you know better. Now you can do better with it.
Most definitely. Never allow yourself to stay in that moment because it's just a moment.
Just a moment. We all gonna have it. If you're birthing a business or you're doing anything, we all gonna bump up against something.
Most definitely. So my final question I want to ask you is, how did you get to the book title, Love Affair with Love?
So in the book, I'm hoping, here we go, with a 2. So I'll take you on a chronological journey, nostalgic journey from my age, like around 5. I end in this book around 20-something years old when I first had my first son, who is now 26. I have 3 boys. So it ends at the 26-year-old. So I'll take you on a journey. So I said I was sitting one day when we were trying to come up with it. Because I'm uncut. I'm true about my truth because my truth is making me, it has made me who I am. So if you ever met me, since I wrote about it, definitely can't be shy about it. I had different love affairs. But when you think of love affairs, you think of, like I tell you, male companion, whatever your love affairs with a human being. Let's just word it like that. But I've had different love affairs. And here we go. I had love affairs with music, family. I dealt with love affairs. It was my catch. It became a catch thing for me as I was writing. I loved it because I had love affairs with being rejected. I had love affairs with validations. I had love affairs with different entities of the world. So when I played on that and wanted to come in my truth and help, I noticed when I did it and people called me and said, Tracy, wow, it made them think about their love affairs. I had love affairs. I had love affairs with many lovers, but I had love affairs that were good and bad. So I said, those are affairs. Those are affairs of the heart. That's affairs of your journey. So that's how my love affair with love came, because I've always been in love with love. If love was good or bad, I tell you in the book, if it was dysfunctional, especially if you had a relationship with dysfunction, if you were in love with dysfunction, that's all you know. Dysfunction is good to you. So I thought about it. I said, Tracy, now is the perfect time. And it was all aligned for me to do the book because from 5 to now I'm 51, I had enough to give you guys on love affairs that people are secretly dealing with, not just the male, female, whatever dynamics. You have love affairs that we don't talk about. Rejection. Like I said, I love music. I take you on a nostalgic ride with my love affairs, and I name some artists because I'm a 60s. I was born in 68. I take you. I wanted you to hear and smell through the book my love affairs. I wanted to draw a classy dynamics of when I was in what you call the streets and you fell off and you end up letting the world get a hold. The love affairs with the bling and the shine of the world. I had different love affairs. If you think about it, you have different love affairs. Some people have love affairs with shoes, food, and I wanted to give my love affairs. I had many, but it was time to put some of the love affairs. Let's just say this for the joke of it. It was time to divorce some of those love affairs. And then that's when the subtitle, Finding the Peace Through the Pain. It was a painful journey in some of those love affairs. And I can tell you all right now, I'm proud. I know it made an impact on a few people. But I'm telling you, when you find that peace in the midst of your love affairs that's bad, it feels painful. But when you get that peace, it's beautiful. And that's where I'm at, you all. And finding the peace through the pain, it's not overnight. And it's an ongoing journey, but keep finding it, keep seeking it. Don't let people tell you it's all good. I'm all that arrival spirit. No, we're passing through here. Finding the peace of the pain is an ongoing journey, but seek it. The love affairs that are not for you, that is holding you down, that is not loving you back, let them go. I'm here to tell you, let those love affairs go. Create you some positive and blessed love affairs. I'm in that part of my life. I got up. I'm still breathing. I can still create some beautiful love affairs, you all. So I did it. My Love Affairs with Love, Finding the Peace of the Pain, is on Amazon. You can put it on your Kindle. If you can't get it, I want you still to do what I tell you to do. Birth those passions, get you some new love affairs, and you go from there.
That's it. Oh my goodness, this has been an amazing episode, and I think this is one of those topics that people kind of shy away from because we want to talk about all the good stuff. We want to talk about, but it's a necessary topic. It's a necessary discussion. So many people need to hear this because guess what? This can be the difference between your success and your failure.
Mhm. Mhm. You gotta create that love. One thing with anything that you do. I started. If you guys let me before we depart, and it's not. I'm just letting myself be open to it. Some of us take a while to love ourselves, and you're not going to birth anything positive or make an impact. I don't care if it makes you millions. But if you're not loving and having an awesome love affair with yourself, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So I really started loving myself after I divorced. I divorced a little while ago. Great father. I'm not that type. He's not that type for me to come up here and make any digs. Awesome father, have 3 boys. But it didn't work because I didn't love myself. What? Yeah, the love affairs is serious. You gotta love on yourself because then you can handle those things in the moments when you need the IV pumping you that's spinning. When you're loving yourself, I can go on and on. Maybe we'll meet up, y'all, and we'll do another podcast. But it's important to what I'm saying. You say, well, I thought this was about business. You let it marinate later on what I'm saying. Love on yourself. So when we get these no's, these bumps, you won't deal with it a certain way. You'll deal with it differently. The roadblocks, the rejected doors that's given to you. When you're loving on yourself and you're becoming your best cheerleader, when you're manifesting your purpose, your dream, your restaurant, your story, your play, why it's going to become more and more, this is part of core, because you're loving yourself. And we don't do it off the rip. That's one thing people don't like to admit, you all, that the loving ourselves. If you get the book, The Love Affairs with Love, I'm telling you, see, I went in. I went in. I needed to be that one to nostalgically take you on that journey from the 60s, 70s, the corridors and hallways of high school and junior high. I was just in love with love. I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's some pros and cons. It's some consequences to it. And you'll see how that rolls over to your business life, your entrepreneurial spirit. Because there's some things you won't accept, and there's some stuff you will accept when you're loving yourself, when you're doing any process of life. So I hope you guys, receive what I said today. I hope something stuck with you all. I want you to keep at it. I'm in a stagnation phase, but I refuse to throw in the towel. I will get quiet before anything and hear the universe tell me what way to go. I will claim whatever's mine and have it released to me, but I won't give up. I'm going to have all those human feelings that you have with any endeavors, doubt, fear, and I'm going to shake it. I'm not letting it rent space. I'm not letting it rent space. It's got to get evicted. So I love you all. Get that ID in your arms. Get this book. And you keep pushing. Do the works.
Most definitely. Let them know how they can reach you and check you out online or via your website.
So I'm on Facebook, Tracy Knox, TracyKnox, and I'm on Instagram. And it's either Trey Love. You'll see it, Trey Love _ Just look for Tracy Knox, TracyKnox. You'll see my profile. You'll know it's me because you'll see the pictures of me and the book and everything. You can DM me. You can, the personal number thing, once we get into the DM, you DM me in either way, and whatever way, in the social media way, we can converse. I'm comfortable enough, we'll go from a different type of exchange of numbers. Or reach out. I'm one of those people that I'm going to keep it real. We don't ever keep it 100. That's another sidebar. We keep it as much as 99 as we can on this journey. You guys reach out. You might need me for something else. You might need just to talk. You might need just to pray. But reach out on those two entities. Facebook, friend request me. Social media, Instagram, friend request me. And I maybe I could be your biggest and one of your encouragers to keep going in whatever you're doing. Just go out and reach and get the book. The book is on Amazon. You can download it on your Kindle. It's getting ready to come to all your iPhone things too. That you guys some Apples, and I'm getting ready to get that going too. But you guys reach out. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel like there are questions in your head and your feelings is keeping you from being the best part of you. I just got where I needed to get, and the Most High allowed me to expose myself in a different form. Everybody's not elected to do that. Reach out, you all. Tracy Knox, TracyKnox, Facebook and Instagram, and then we'll go from there.
Great. Guys, this is why we have the Speak Easy podcast, is so that way you guys can get introduced to those who are looking to not just share information, not just give you a class, but really looking to see an impact in your life and your journey. That is so very valuable and so very important. So guys, make sure that you let us know how this particular episode resonated with you by leaving us a review over on iTunes, or it's Apple Podcast now, by going to bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast Show, all lowercase. Again, let us know. We want to know if you have some questions, if you have some feedback, let us know. We'll make sure that it gets over to Tracy. And with that being said, guys, we appreciate you. I am your host once again, Alex Pelzer. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.